Imagine having your body ache so much you don't know what is wrong with you. And the doctors keep saying that you're imagining it. And that's what happened to my mom before she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. How would you feel if everyone around you thought you were crazy and nothing was wrong with you until finally one day a doctor told you you have MS? My mom could not sleep because of all the pain that she was in, and she kept telling doctors, but they would not listen to her. But she was very persistent about it, finding out what was wrong with her. So she kept going to different doctors until one finally listened to her, and that's still her doctor today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about MS and what the symptoms are, the 4 courses of MS, and my mom, who is one of the 400,000 people this disease has affected. I'm going to start by telling you about what MS is and the early symptoms of MS. MS is an autoimmune disease that attacks the central nervous system. It affects the brain and the spinal cord. It destroys the myelin sheath surrounding the nerves of the central nervous system and breaks down the electrical impulses that enables transfer of nerve signals. The early signs are numbness, weakness, vision loss, and you lose your fine motor skills. You can have hearing loss, muscle spasms, and feel really tired. You can have a blood test to see if you have MS. And there's a great website, msactivesource.com, to find more information than you can imagine regarding this disease. Now that I've told you about what MS is and the early signs of MS, I'm going to tell you about the 4 courses of MS. According to the National MSSociety.org, there are 4 courses to MS. The first being relapse remitting. In this course, you experience attacks of neurological function, and there can be partial or complete recovery. About 85% of the people diagnosed with MS have this course of MS. The second is primary progressive. In this course, you worsen slowly in their neurological functions. There is no remission, and you can have plateaus and minor improvement. About 10% of people with MS have this course of MS. The third is secondary progressive. This starts at the relapse remissions phase, and the disease worsens and you have more flare-ups. About 50% of the people who have MS progress to this phase before they're even on meds. The last course is the progressive relapse course, and this worsens from the time they are diagnosed. Neurological function worsens, and you may or may not recover from this. 5% of people diagnosed with the MS have this course of MS. Now that I've told you about the 4 courses of MS, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my mom. My mom used to wake me up in the middle of the night crying because she was in so much pain and didn't know what was wrong with her. And she went to multiple doctors, and they misdiagnosed her so many times until about 15 to 20 years ago, she went to a great guy, and he happened to be doing a paper on lupus, and he first diagnosed her with lupus, and then, maybe 5-6 years after that, diagnosed her with MS. She has the relapsing remittent MS. She's very shaky. She's very weak. She gets tired quite a bit. My mom also has COPD and congestive heart failures and has been in the hospital numerous times in the past year, and they're not really sure if this is due to her MS or her other stuff going on. She has lost weight, but she stays very positive. She says she lives one day at a time. And she always says, when I ask her how she's doing, she always says, I'm just chugging along. And she's slow but sure. Today I talked about what MS is, the symptoms, and the early signs of MS. I've talked about the 4 courses of MS and a little bit about my mom. I hope you learned a little bit about this disease and what people with MS go through. So the next time someone tells you that they are in pain, but the doctors don't listen and they keep saying they're crazy, keep getting different opinions until one of them tells you exactly what's wrong with them. Thank you.